Can we let the French be freaky? That's their culture.
That's the thing.
They're freaks.
He's a caged animal. Let me off the leash.
Can we get him? Can we get him context? He's up there. He can't see.
He can't see shit.
I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue it because it works for him.
You understand the fire you have to have in your heart? The courage you have to have in your bones to play Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum, 0 minutes.
Cut it.
Jason.
Yes.
You know who I love?
Tell me.
I love Frederick Richard. I love Paul Judah. I love Brody Malone. Asher Hong. Yes. Stephen Nedoroscik. I love them all.
The specialist.
The USA men's gymnastics team. I love them. Did you watch it, Jason? Did you watch?
I did watch it. I mean, it's impossible to ignore Stephen, who has become just like a icon of this Olympics. He's really become an icon of this. He will be one of the things when we look back at this Olympics that we talk about and remember. I can't recall a figure like him before who, first of all, looks like he works at a library.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And second of all, only competes in one event in gymnastics.
One event!
But is like the best in the world at that one event. Doesn't do anything but that. And then the rest of the time, when he's, on the sidelines watching the rest of the team, is either in deep meditation,
just sitting there,
cheering,
stoic,
cheering his other teammates, or like running charades games.
Yeah,
it's just an incredible human being to watch.
I was really excited. So every year that the Olympics roll around, I get very into it. I don't know anything about gymnastics.
Me neither.
The only thing that I know about gymnastics is that the women's team fucking crushes. Like, get out of the way.
We're good
when they show up, right? But every time that I watch the men's team getting blown off the mats, just gone, just not in contention for a medal. Now I'm like, I guess I'm rooting for China. Cool. Great. Like you have to pick another country. Oh, I guess I'm rooting for, I don't know, Switzerland now. Great. I want to root for America. And this year I turned it on and I don't watch it. I don't watch it live because I'm at work and I'm not a degenerate. So I wait until I get home. I avoid all of the internet so I can just watch the primetime showing because I like the pageantry. I like Mike Tirico explaining to me who I'm supposed to be caring about and why a person is important. Like, okay, I'm joking before about, I got to root for China or Switzerland or whatever. But if I get Mike Tirico explaining to me why I need to root for this 17-year-old Canadian swimmer, I'm like, all right, I'm rooting for the 17-year-old Canadian swimmer now. You know what I mean? So I wait for the primetime showing and I watch it. And the men's event, the men's all-around team event was their event of the night. So I'm like, great. I'm plugged in. I ordered a pizza. I'm watching. And they start out, Frederick Richard goes up first. And he does I believe it's the rings. And he fucking sticks it. Just boom, we're off. Oh, here we go.
It was pretty cool. He gave that little fist bump too.
Yes.
When he like stood up. Like,
yes. Ugh. Paul Judah goes out there, fucking sticks it. Brody Malone sticks it. Asher Hong, I fucking love Asher Hong. That was so fired up all of the time. Just screaming and yelling and Incredible Hulk flexing. And off in the background, in the distance, as you mentioned, in the shadows, Stephen Nedoroscik. Waiting.
Just in a different world.
Waiting. Y'all are doing the high bar? No thanks. Y'all are doing the floor routine? No thanks.
No.
The rings? No thanks. The uneven bars, the beam, whatever, no thanks. Call me when it's time to fucking seal the deal on the pommel horse. I'm about to pommel the fuck out of that horse. Tag me in.
They gotta play Genuine's pony whenever he comes out because he's riding that thing better than anybody.
I was so nervous. They get to the very last. It's their last event that they do. They have three contestants going out there. Paul Judah goes first, and Paul Judah fucking nails it. And you're like, yes, 2 more. If you do it 2 more times, we need 2 more guys, and we're gonna get a medal for the first time in 16 years. Brody Malone goes up there, who had a disastrous qualification round. You're like, why was everybody talking about this guy? What's going on? They give the story. Oh, his mother passed away. He blew his leg out. There's all of this terrible stuff that has happened to him, and he's here and he's back. And he goes up there and he fucking sticks it like a champion, like a hero.
You love to see it.
And you got one guy, the ninja. Bring him out here. He walks out there. He's got them big, thick glasses. He takes his glasses off, takes them off.
Can we get him? Can we get him context? He's up there. He can't see.
He can't see shit.
I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue it because it works for him.
He can't see shit.
But he should think about context.
He takes the glasses off. He's like scowling at this pommel horse. He's looking back and he's a caged animal. Let me off the leash. I'm ready to go get this. It's the most important moment of his athletic life, 26 years old or whatever. This is what he has worked his entire life for, this one moment, to bring a medal home for USA. And he goes up there and he fucking sticks it. Oh my God. I'm screaming. Cool. I was screaming at the TV, Jason. Screaming at the TV. There's a part at the very end. He gets through all of his difficult stuff. He has two really difficult moves. One where he spins a full circle on one hand while holding a bar. And then
they all look hard to me. Let me just say that. When they say what the difficulty of each move is, I'm like, it all looks impossible to me. But continue.
He's up there breakdancing on that shit. And he gets to the very end when he's got to dismount. And he goes up into a handstand. He's just in a dead-on handstand, spinning in a circle in his handstand toward his dismount. And as he's getting to the end, if you watch the replay, you can see on his face that he knows he did it. And before he's even off, he's upside down in the handstand. He takes one hand off and fucking celebrates, sticks it out there like a showman. Yeah. And then jumps and then falls off into his thing. It was unbelievable.
I'm telling you.
I love this guy.
I'm telling you.
I love this guy. I'm so excited. I felt like the whole time, in my head, remember America, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Yeah.
Zuri, do you have that? Can we hear that? That's what was playing the whole time. Stephen Nedoroscik was on the screen. There it is. Fuck yeah. That should be his song. Coming again to save the motherfucking day.
Love it.
I love this.
You love to see it. Our best chance for gold, literally. It was him.
He's the guy.
Gymnastics, in men's gymnastics. What a king. I want to say one thing about the pageantry, which you mentioned.
Yes.
People have been talking a lot about the opening ceremonies and the different things that we saw and how it opens with a threesome and the weird the like feast scene, all this stuff, criticizing Can we let the French be freaky? That's their culture.
That's the thing.
They're freaks. They have a specific word for threesomes, menage a trois, and they're proud of it. And they should be proud of it. And then having, Marie Antoinette beheaded, like singing to heavy metal. Listen, if in this country we had 3 different revolutions, we would not stop talking about it. We would talk about it all the fucking time. All the time. So let the French be who they are. I love the opening ceremonies.
I'm right there with you. I had no idea what was going on. I loved every second.
Me neither.
I'm like, I don't know what's coming next. But give it to me. Feed it to me. I do know what's coming next here, though, Jason. The show is coming next. You want to start the show?
Let's start it.
Yes. From Wondery, I'm Shea Serrano. Wait, Zuri, instead of our normal music, play the America Fuck Yeah. Just play that while we go into this. From Wondery. Fuck yeah! From Wondery, I'm Shea Serrano.
And I'm Jayson Concepcion.
And this is 6 trophies. Fuck yeah! Coming again to save the motherfucking day.
Hello! I'm Jayson Concepcion, and welcome to 6 Trophies, a podcast series hosted by myself and Shea Serrano, in which we comb through all the NBA news from the past week and hand out 6 pop culture themed trophies for 6 basketball related activities in this episode. Charles Barkley, unbound. Jayson Tatum gets a DNP, coach's decision. Steve Kerr, what do you have to say for yourself? A fan heckles the USA women's team, and was not
idea.
A great decision. All that and more. Let's hand out some trophies.
Yes! Instead of the normal horns, the Olympics. God, I love the Olympics. We do 2 sets of trophies.
Woo!
The big trophies and the little trophies. The big trophies are first. These ones are the same every week. First up, the Denzel Washington and Trainer Day Trophy, given out to whoever it is who had the best overall performance of the week. This week's winner, NBA fans. We're getting a no-holds-barred Charles Barkley in the final year of his deal at TNT. It's over. Inside the NBA at TNT is done. This is their last year. Who knows what Charles is going to do? Who knows what Kenny's going to do? Shaq, Ernie, I don't know. I can't wait to watch, though.
So we've been talking about this a little bit. We should mention that it appears that WBD, Warner Brothers Discovery, is going to pursue litigation against the NBA, claiming that they did not honor the matching provision in the contract that they have. Where this leads, no one knows, maybe arbitration. But, and there's a lot of other wrinkles to this deal, but one of the things we should mention is, as you just said, Shea, this means this is the last year of Inside the NBA, the legendary studio show. The
greatest sports show of all time.
Greatest sports show of all time. And that means that for the coming season, we're going to get a completely unrestrained Charles Barkley.
What are they going to do? Fire me?
To come. Here's Charles in the wake of the NBA deciding to go away from TNT to Amazon, NBC, and they're continuing their partnership with ESPN, ABC. Quote, clearly the NBA has wanted to break up with us from the beginning. Pause here. They've had a 40-year relationship. So, okay. Continuing. I'm not sure TNT ever had a chance. TNT matched the money, but the league knows Amazon and these tech companies are the only ones willing to pay for the rights when they double in the future. The NBA didn't want to piss them off. It's a sad day when the owners and the commissioners choose money over fans. It just sucks. I just want to thank everyone who's been a Turner for the last 24 years. They're the best people, yada, 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 yada. A taste of what's to come, Shea. Every TNT night, we're going to get Charles Barkley shitting on the fucking league, folks. It's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. This season's going to be wild.
I'm very excited about it. I'm, of course, sad that we sort of eulogized Inside the NBA already. It's the greatest sports show that's ever been. It's one of the just out and out best TV shows that's ever been. Consistently funny, consistently entertaining, consistently elevating the game is what it feels like. Like when they're on after a game, that game feels more important. Is how it feels, and we're losing that. But to get to watch that what is it? Your See You Later tour. I don't know. It's going to be kind of great. It's really the one sports show where after the game is over, I hang around and I have to see what they say. Yeah, I'm not turning it off.
Even if I disagree with it, I am entertained. And then there's things from this show that have just like entered my lexicon, my like daily life. I say run through the tape all the time. From the famous moment over a decade ago when Chris Webber, it was Webber raced Kenny, and Kenny thought he was winning and was like celebrating at the tape.
Yeah.
But then Chris like reached and went and he got there, and then when they replayed it back, he ran through the tape. He did win by a fingertip. And then he had this legendary quote, C-Web, one of my favorite players of all time. In life, when things get down and don't look great, keep your mind straight and run through the tape. I'd say run through the tape all the time.
You know which one I say all of the time?
I love that show.
For no reason at all, just to myself.
Tell me.
Just to myself. I'm driving in my car on my way home, and I'm just like, EJ's Neato, stat of the night. I'm doing that one.
Sponsored by nobody.
Sponsored by nobody.
I feel like they've never had a sponsor for that as long as I've been watching this show.
This is going to be bittersweet this season, but I will watch every single minute of it. I will watch every single minute.
It's going to be, man, it's going to be must-watch TV. Because Charles doesn't care.
No, he already did it, and now he extra does it.
He already did it, and now he definitely does not.
One thing before we move on, you mentioned this briefly when we talked about this before of like, I don't think that Warner Brothers is going to sue, or they shouldn't sue, and then they did it. And when you said it back then, I agreed with you. Hearing them say that they're going to sue now is like, it feels very much like your mom said you had to play with me. Like that kind of is what it, like they don't, they want to go somewhere else. It's time for them to go somewhere else. What are you going to do?
Yeah. What are you going to, you can't force them to do it. I will say that having read a bunch of coverage in various places, including the Puck website about this, it does seem that their suit is more targeted. Like it's not a nuclear option. It's more like, hey, in the reading of this contract, it could be argued that you didn't give us a fair shake at matching and that you never wanted us to match.
Yeah.
For various reasons that I'm not going to get into. So it does seem a little bit more measured of a crazy option. Like it's not truly the like, what are you doing? And we'll see where this goes. It does seem like the consensus is, for the most part, that this is a way for Warner Brothers Discovery to save face and to hopefully get like some money or a clutch of games or something out of the deal that they can walk away with.
Yeah. Either way, don't sue. You look dumb.
Come on.
It feels bad.
It looks silly. Guys.
Don't sue. That said,
come on.
If you try to leave the show, Jason, I'll sue you to make you stay. Nope. Read your contract, buddy. Take a look at that contract, buddy.
Okay. All right.
Next trophy, the Lord Hill. You might win some, but you just lost one trophy. Give it out to whoever it is who had the worst overall performance of the week. This week's winner, the Jayson Tatum discourse.
Here it is.
Not Jayson Tatum.
Here it is.
The discourse.
Not himself.
Not himself.
The talk around Jayson Tatum. Now, the U.S. Won their opening game, and Jayson Tatum did not play.
Didn't play.
They won by
0 minutes.
The team won by.
Did Derek White play? He played a lot.
Okay. He played a lot. he played quite a bit against a very dangerous Serbia team with arguably the best player in the world, Nikola Jokic. They did win. And yeah, both Tyrese Halliburton, which I think everybody kind of gets it, that there's always like
there's a Christian Laettner,
Lamar Odom, like a player who's just not going to play that much, but is there for a very important skill set, but as like a backup guy,
a practice guy.
And then there's Jayson Tatum, who just won the title and is, by many measures, an MVP candidate, certainly an All-NBA guy, and all-star.
What are the 5 best players in the league?
I think it's closer to 7 best, but listen, arguably again, and Steve Kerr has come under a lot of attention for this, with some saying, including Kendrick Perkins, saying that he felt like Steve Kerr embarrassed Jayson Tatum. All of this it's just a lot. And then there were the memes, which were like variations of people saying, LeBron coming off the floor and saying, hey, Gatorade and a towel, please, to Jayson Tatum. So and he did not look happy. That's the other thing. Tyrese Halliburton was like cheering and he was up. Right. And even Embiid, who got benched, after 2.5 very, very tough minutes of the opening of that game, was like very engaged. And it seemed like Tatum was not as engaged. What do you make of this, Shea?
I joked about this before, that Steve Kerr, Erik Spoelstra, are like pulling the strings here of, we have to dismantle the Celtics some sort of way. What do we do? Step 1, let's leave Jalen off. Right. Let's put Tatum on. Let's bring in Derek White also.
I think,
all right.
By the way, you're right.
Step 1, let's do that. Step 2, we have Tatum. Don't play Tatum. Play only Derek White. Play Tatum 0 minutes. Probably, I would guess, for the first time in his entire life. And let's do it immediately after he just won a legacy championship.
Yeah.
After he got his ring, make him
Yeah.
sit on the bench and play everybody else. Steve, I think that's what's going on here. Steve Kerr had a quote after the game where he was explaining it, and he said, "It's really hard in a 40-minute game to play more than 10 guys." I agree, Steve. It is. One of those 10 guys, though, should probably be Jayson Tatum. Probably the NBA champion, the perennial MVP candidate, one of the, as you said, at worst, 7 best players in the league. I think he's top 5. I think it's arguable, certainly. Like, yeah, in any given year, he could be top 5.
He's
6'8". He could do everything on a basketball court.
He can.
I'm seeing people talk about, it's about matchups. He's fucking Jayson Tatum. He matches up with everybody.
He could play several.
He could do every single thing.
Several positions on the court.
Every single thing.
I'll say this. I think you put your finger on it, but I think it goes slightly deeper than that.
Okay,
listen,
keep going.
Steve Kerr has some priorities. He's got to win gold, right? That's number 1. Number 2, he's got to make sure when the season starts that his Western rivals have no gas in the tank. LeBron James, 27 minutes. Devin Booker, 26 minutes. Steph Curry, only 21 minutes, the second lowest of the starters. Obviously, Steph's got to be out there, but he's got a kind of low mileage type of game. Kevin Durant and Edwards. He wants Davis, AD. He wants these guys out there burning gas in the offseason. He wants the best players on his Western Conference rivals to be burning miles, burning rubber, just pedal down, going for it. And honestly, I think you nailed it as well. Secondarily to that, he needs to play those Western guys more so they have less left when the season starts. And why not support Erik Spoelstra's priorities of sowing dissension amongst the Celtics? It's beautiful. And that's what's I don't know that that's happening, but I believe that is what is happening.
It's certainly fun to imagine that that's what's going on, that they're sitting in a room together, Kerr and Spoelstra, doing their fingers like this. You know what we should do? I got an idea, Spo. I'm going to play Jayson Tatum 0 minutes. You understand you understand the fire you have to have in your heart? The courage you have to have in your bones to play Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum 0 minutes.
You telling me he can't do what Booker does?
He can't go out there for 1 minute? You can't trust him for 1 minute? They were like, on the internet, it was a bunch of, during the game, why is he not playing? Oh, he looks sick. I bet he's sick. He's probably sick after the game. Hey, are you sick? Nope, not sick. He just was like, nope. I'm not giving nobody any excuses. You explain why you didn't play me, Jayson Tatum, NBA champion, the best player on the best team in the league. Tell them why I played 0 minutes. Fucking crazy. This is the craziest thing.
It's remarkable. Now, Steve Kerr has come out and said that Jayson Tatum will definitely play.
He's going to play at some point.
Which is, to me,
thanks.
Almost worse. It's almost worse.
It's worse.
To see that
it's worse.
I think that's actually
it's worse.
To see that the head coach of the U.S. basketball team is aware of the conversation and is feeling the heat. I don't want that. I can't imagine a world in which Coach K would be like, I'll tell you what's happening in 2 days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or Pop. What is this?
Oh, my God. Well, before we move on, though, let me say a very positive thing, a tremendously fun thing to watch was Kevin Durant being Kevin Durant.
Oh, my God.
Being Kevin Durant.
No answer for him. No answer.
8 for 8 to start the game, 5 for 5 from deep. Just, what could you do? You couldn't do anything. Whatever he wanted, he was getting. And it was so great to watch.
He is like the ultimate Olympic weapon at his size to be able to handle and shoot the way he can. there's certainly on Serbia, there really was not a matchup for him. There's not a matchup for him in the
anywhere.
world. So, yeah. So it's just a incredible weapon to have come off the bench for you, unlike Jayson Tatum, who stayed nailed to the bench for this game.
Fellow sports fans, I have an incredible fact for you. There are only 2 days the whole year without a game. 2, with so much happening and so much action that makes just about every day game day at DraftKings Sportsbook. It's a breeze for first-timers to get started. Try betting on something simple, like picking a team to win. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, select your team, and place your first bet. It really couldn't be any easier. There's so much soccer happening right now. I'm a huge soccer fan. There's the Copa America. There's Euro 2024. Are you a soccer fan? Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and check out the odds for those particular competitions. And if you're new to DraftKings, you've got to check this out. New customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code 6. That's code SIX for new customers and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Or in West Virginia, visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age varies by jurisdiction. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Deposit and eligibility restrictions apply. See terms and responsible gaming resources at dkng.co/base.
Next trophy, the Dominic Toretto, I live my life a quarter mile at a time trophy. Given out to whoever it is who made a short-term decision with no regard for future consequence. This week's winner, Joel Embiid, for deciding to play basketball this summer. And it's not going awesome. It's not going awesome.
I don't know that it was a good decision. And furthermore, there's been some other curious decisions, like a recent New York Times interview in which he essentially said, well, if not for injuries, I'm the GOAT. I'm the greatest of all time. You can't be an elite player unless you're delusional.
Yeah.
Right? We all understand that.
Yeah.
We understand that, like, every player, even like the 10th guy on most teams, is like, give me a chance and I'm the best player on this team, in the world even. Like, I could beat anybody on any night. That's how they get there. You can't get there by actually weighing the reality of making the NBA, that being an all-star, of being one of the best players in the world. That said, that was kind of a crazy thing to say, like, at this particular juncture. And I will enlarge this Toretto. I'm going to give myself the Dominic Toretto I live my life a quarter mile at a time trophy.
Okay.
Because as I texted you and many others, when Joel Embiid's on the floor, I'm rooting for the other team. I can't help it. I can't help how I feel.
Right.
When he got taken off the floor after 2.5
tumultuous
stagnant minutes. It was like swamp air. That was like what you were watching. You know when it's summer and you've been out running errands, running around, you're sweating, and then you go somewhere, you meet maybe some folks for drinks or whatever out at a place, and then you sit down at the table with them at the outdoor patio of your favorite beer garden, and that air wafts up through your clothes and hits your face from you sitting down, that stagnant air. That was that 2.5 minutes of Joel Embiid, force-feeding Joel Embiid against Serbia. And I hate to say it because I'm rooting for us. Yep. I'm watching sports that I know nothing about, and I'm going crazy. I was rooting for Serbia for 2.5 minutes of this game.
I think two things happened. Number one, we can officially, we were at the end of it, but we can officially end the thing of Embiid is ducking Jokic now. Like, that conversation is done. That's out of here. We could do that. He should be, because it just was.
He should have ducked it maybe a little bit.
Yeah. Or is Embiid ducking Jokic? Yeah, I think the answer is yes now. Now, and we see why. We saw him out there playing.
I mean, it's just a different. Embiid's really good. Embiid's an MVP level guy. Embiid's one of the top players in the NBA on both sides of the ball. I hate him. He's really good. Jokic is better.
Better.
And
Better.
Does not seem to feel Embiid's pressure at all. There's the most shared play of that matchup was is Jokic just like casually spinning off Embiid in the post and hitting a shot. And that was indicative of every time they matched up in that game.
Yeah. When the Joker is out there and he looks across the court and Embiid is there, Embiid is wearing the Invisible Man suit. Is what he is. That's all that it is. So that happened. Number two, the thing of I did take a little bit of joy in seeing Embiid hunt for some fouls and not get the call, doing the like swipe up thing, and the refs
he got a couple, but he did not get most of them.
The refs are like, nah, go ahead, game on, keep playing. I wasn't rooting for Serbia though, Jason. That's on you.
It's on me. It's a true Toretto because it was,
short-term decision.
No absolutely
for future consequences.
None.
If you're expanding it, I would also like to give one myself. I want to give one to the guy that you mentioned who was standing near the court before the USA women's basketball game, holding a sign that said, "You need Caitlin Clark to beat us."
They didn't.
Asia's looking at it. She's pointing at it like, "Oh, okay, for real, all right." And then fucking destroyed his team. Just destroyed his team. Short-term decision with no regard for future consequence. Next trophy, the Daniel Plainview. I've abandoned my child. I've abandoned my boy trophy. Wait, hold on a second. I just realized something. Zuri, when Jason gave an extra trophy, you gave him applause, and I didn't get anything. I didn't get anything, Zuri.
Yeah, I considered it. I was just so enwrapped.
What a jerk.
I was just listening along.
What a jerk.
I was so compelled by what you were saying. I forgot.
Yeah, all right. Okay. Sure, Zuri. Next trophy, the Daniel Plainview. I've abandoned my child. I've abandoned my boy trophy. Just giving out to whoever it is we're temporarily giving up on for the week. This week's winner, Dawn Staley, for basically saying Caitlin Clark should be on the women's national team. Jason, explain it. Explain what happened.
So, Dawn, who is on the Olympic selection committee, the often beleaguered Olympic selection committee, was sat down with Mike Tirico, who is, the head host of the Olympics coverage for NBC. And Tirico asked Dawn about Caitlin Clark not making the Olympic team, which I think honestly is not that controversial. I think there's much more controversial things.
Yeah.
That said, here's what Staley said, quote, "As a committee member, you're charged with putting together the best team of players, the best talent. Caitlin is just a rookie in the WNBA, wasn't playing bad, but wasn't playing like she's playing now. If we had to do it all over again the way she's playing, she would be in really high consideration of making the team because she's playing head and shoulders above a lot of people, shooting the ball really well. I mean, she's an elite passer. She's just got a great basketball IQ, and she's a little more seasoned in the pro game in a couple months than she was 2 months ago." And that's absolutely, listen, she's taken a leap in the last month and a half, 2 months. That's
right.
And showed that, shooting aside, she's going to be a game-changing playmaker in the W for many, many years to come.
Many years.
Currently leading the league in assists as a rookie. Has the only triple-double as a rookie in the W's history. Like, she's going to be good. But I will say this statement is very interesting, and it will do nothing to extinguish the rumor that USA coach Cheryl Reeves has something against Caitlin Clark. Cheryl Reeves, notably before the season, criticized the W's promotion and marketing of Caitlin Clark, which she felt was out of balance with their coverage of the rest of the league's players and the history of the W. So, an interesting quote by Dawn Staley. Your thoughts?
I think it was 0% controversial that Caitlin Clark didn't make the Olympic
I agree.
team.
It's not that controversial.
She's not supposed to be on there. The players that they have on there right now are supposed to be on there. That's the team
They're really good.
we're supposed to have out there. Caitlin she'll be on the team at the next Olympics. She'll be one of the main stars of the team. She doesn't need to be on there right now. That's totally fine. I think Dawn Staley saying this. I think anytime Dawn Staley, who has over the last stretch of years proven herself to be one of the greatest basketball coaches who has ever lived, I think if she says a thing, that thing carries weight.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. If
Yeah,
Dawn
me too.
Staley says it, I believe it. And so, okay, let me go back and look. Let me take a look. Let me see how I feel. Now, you'll notice she doesn't say she should have been on this team. She's saying if she was playing like she was now, she would have been high in consideration. That's not the same as saying she would have been on this team. She should have been on this team. She's just saying she's playing really great now. We would have given her more consideration, but it's fine. But again, Dawn Staley, one of the greatest basketball coaches now to have ever lived. If she says a thing regarding basketball, that thing has weight.
And this is, we should also say, this is the U.S. Women's Olympic team has a history of pretty wild snubs. Candace Parker in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Ogunga Boale, we mentioned last episode. Like, there's ones where you're like, damn, really? I think a rookie Caitlin Clark is not that.
No, it's not that.
It's certainly not that.
It's not that at all. And they're going to run through and they're going to win the gold medal and everything's going to be great. Then nobody's going to give them any competition. It's fine. We're fine. We're fine. Zuri, play the America Fuck Yeah song again. We're fine. America, fuck yeah! Next trophy. The Chief Keef, that's that shit I don't like trophy, which is given to a player team who does something and we just don't like it. We don't like it. This week's winner, not just players or teams. This is going to everybody who is standing FIBA rules. I love FIBA rules. We got to change NBA rules to FIBA rules. Shut up. Shut up.
Why is everybody doing this? First of all, move to Belgium if that's the way you feel. Who criticize the NBA during this very crucial time. This is a time to bring the United States of America together. Zuri, play the America Fuck Yeah song.
Fuck yeah!
Got it. Second of all, we're always complaining. And we all recognize there's too many games. 82 games plus the playoffs, 3 rounds of 7-game series, and then the finals, and the players are tired, and it's like, and now all of a sudden you're saying, well, don't let them rest in a 20 to 30 point blowout. They got to keep playing. You got to run through the tape on a blowout because it's good for the product. And everybody who's like, well, we're up by 35, let me beat traffic. Now you got to sit there and you got to hang on and watch this. Stop it. This is one of the few ways that the players can rest because they're absolutely steamrolling a team and they put the young guys in and everybody takes their foot off the gas and let them take their foot off the gas. Let them. Sick of this.
Yeah, with people being super excited about FIBA rules. No, I don't like it. I don't want 4 10-minute quarters. I want 12.
No.
I don't want a smaller court. I don't want a closer 3-point line. I don't want you to be able to jump up and bat the ball off the rim. If you could jump up and bat the ball off the rim, we lose Kawhi's Game 7 buzzer beater. We lose Ralph Sampson against the Lakers bouncing up off the front of the rim. We lose so much cool shit if you could just bat the ball away. I don't want.
On the other hand, the Spurs win 75 games next season. If Wemby could
never mind. I changed.
The rim.
Now I would like to incorporate FIBA rules. Yes, I've completely pivoted. I don't want 5 fouls. I want 6.
Yeah, come on.
What are we doing?
I want 6 fouls. Let him play. There are certain things that I do like, including like kind of more advantage type plays where if there's a foul, oftentimes the refs will let the foul go if the team who has the ball would be disadvantaged by stopping play. There's certain things that I do like, but overall, there's a reason why the NBA plays this way, and that's because our athletes are just kind of so much better than the rest of the world's athletes. The rest of the world needs a more even playing field. And secondarily, the point differential, it's the only way to make Europeans work hard on a regular basis.
Okay.
They take a month off of work all the time. Every year they for July and August, they just stop working. This is the only way to get them to work all throughout the game.
Move to Belgium. If you found yourself saying, you know what the NBA should do? We should do what FIBA does. Move to Belgium.
It's nice there. Universal healthcare and good chocolate.
That's always the best part of someone saying to move out of America to somewhere else. Every other place they list always has better stuff than America. Oh, wow. They have that over there? That sounds pretty great. I watched a documentary one time about a prison over in like Sweden.
It looks better than many of my apartments.
Yeah. Right? Like that's hardwood floors and natural lighting that they've got in there. Oh, flat screen TV in his cell /dorm/apartment. That looks pretty great.
Another thing that annoys me, and I'll just say this.
All right.
Every basketball season, you see these clips from the EuroLeague, these incredible atmospheres in these stadiums, in Panathinaikos, and the fans with flares chanting and the flags waving, and they're all like singing this crazy song, smoke filling the arena, and then like you'll see somebody say, the NBA could never have an atmosphere like this. And I think that's true. But what they're not showing you is like the hooliganist violence that's happening just off camera as guys are getting hit with batteries and fucking burning tires and getting stabbed outside in the streets and the riot police having to wade in all the time. Like, it's true. The atmosphere is crazy, but they also like murder on a regular basis over have full-fledged regular riots over sports overseas. We very luckily do not have that.
Move to Belgium. They should play that. Mike Tirico should tee up that soundbite at some point after when they're showing Katie Ledecky finishing off a race. To just play that
in his very smooth delivery.
Yes.
That's Katie Ledecky in the 1500 meters. We'll be right back after this. Cue America, fuck yeah.
Next trophy, Step Brothers Catalina Wine Mixer Trophy. Give it out to the thing we're most excited about for the upcoming week. This week's winner, USA men's national team, USA women's national team games. We got more basketball games coming. We got more victories, more W's. The men's team plays South Sudan on Wednesday and then Puerto Rico on Saturday, August 3rd. The women's team plays Belgium August 1 and then Germany August 4. That's all. I just see victories, Jason. I just see
victories.
I just see wins.
I think that we may get pushed. Our U.S. women destroyed Japan, who were scrappy and had a very pleasing and fast-paced kind of up and down, spread them out style that at times seemed to give the USA slight, not even problems, but like slight problems when they just kept pushing the ball, clearly want to wear down our bigger and more seasoned, more, older players. But in the end, it was we're too good. And we have so much firepower on our bench, deep into the team. On the women's side, there's like, who can match up with Griner? Who can match up with Stewie? Who can match up with Aja Wilson, who's the best player in the world? Like, it's just crazy. I truly just do see golds.
That's all I see. Let me ask you a question, though. Since that's been determined, over these next two games for the men's team, again, we play South Sudan, we play Puerto Rico. Stephen Nedoroscik, his pommel horse score for that last routine, 14.8. 14.866 or something like that. Will Jayson Tatum play more or less than 14 minutes in either of those games?
Well, okay. I think Tatum will play slightly more. I think he will play 16 minutes.
You know what would be so fucking funny is next game Steve Kerr was like, Tatum, 38 minutes. You're playing 30.
He like never
38 of the 40 minutes. Yeah.
He tries to check out, and Kerr just like pushes him back on the court. Get out there.
You would do the little trophies?
Let's do them.
All right, let's do the little trophies. These ones change each week and are situation specific. They're for the smaller storylines that we want to mention, but don't need to get all the way into. My first little trophy. I got a theme this week, Jason. My first little trophy, the Bonnie Tyler I Need a Hero trophy.
I love it.
That trophy goes to Stephen Nedoroscik for closing the deal as the final competitor in the men's team competition and delivering to the United States of America the first men's team competition medal in 16 years. Stephen Nedoroscik.
Wow.
Big Steve. Big Steve.
Build the statue.
Yes.
My first little trophy is the DJ Salty Nuts W Balls trophy to Snoop Dogg, continuing an incredible run as a on-air personality for the Olympics, covering it on the alternate cast with Kevin Hart, and also appearing many, many times in the sidelines, in the stands of various events.
Everywhere.
And as I spoke to you about over text recently this week, it is one of the most mind-blowing pop cultural evolutions ever seen. That Snoop Dogg, a man who was on trial for murder and who was like, whose music and works you could not let adults see. Mm-hmm. Like, my mom was like, "Are you a criminal? Why are you listening to this?" You know, like, and now Snoop Dogg is family fun entertainment.
Family fun.
It's amazing.
Family
it's
fun.
Incredible.
We're not that far away from having watched him in a movie, Deal Crack. He swallowed crack, and then Denzel made him vomit it up. We just watched him do that, and now here he is. Carrying the Olympic torch. Snoop Dogg could do anything.
America, it's still a land of dreams.
The most charming guy in America, Snoop Dogg.
Truly.
My next little trophy. The Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator 2, Come With Me If You Want to Live trophy. To Stephen Nedoroscik, I'm giving him another one. You need to close the deal. You need the Mariano of the pommel horse. You call in Steve. Big Steve. He'll get it done. He will deliver. I just can't. I watched the clip on YouTube this morning like 5 times of him just standing there, staring, steely-eyed, mad that anybody would doubt him, and then going up there and doing it. Oh my God, I love this kid.
My next little trophy is the Memphis, Kansas Breeze. My wife is a truck, and when she cries, she honks trophy too. To Ilona Maher.
Oh my God.
And the U.S. women's rugby team.
Oh my God.
They have advanced to the medal round, and if you have social media, you have surely seen her. She's, the most famous rugby player probably in the world because of her incredible social media presence. And also, she runs like a war rig from Mad Max. Like, get the fuck out of her way, because she will stiff arm you in the throat and put your head in the dirt. Watching her run is a religious experience. It's crazy. These ladies are taking unbelievable hits. The power, the energy, it's truly like mind-boggling. I've been like all in on women's rugby sevens. It's been really fun.
You know what's great about her is you're saying if she's running, get out of the way. You can't even get out of her way because she hunts.
She goes for you.
She
seeks the contact.
There's a straight line between her and the goal, but there's a defender to her left and a defender to her right. I need to knock both of these people through the earth before I get here.
It's crazy.
Let me go get it. You can't stay out of her way because she's gonna make you in her way.
That stiff arm too is nasty.
Nasty.
Like, she makes a face when she's teeing up the stiff arm, yes, and she's hunting that contact. That is so scary. I can't even describe it. She just looks like she's about to like murder. Like, you see her eyes go red. It's what a beast.
She looks like she's screaming inside of her own brain. Get the fuck off of me. Like, that's what she's saying every time. As she's
Oh my God.
driving a face into the, get the fuck off of me. Get the fuck off of me.
Oh my God.
So good. So good. My last little trophy. The Paulie in Rocky 4. You know, it's hard for me to say these kinds of things because that ain't my way. But if I could just unzip myself and step out and be someone else, I want to be you. Trophy. To Stephen Nedoroscik. I want your courage. I want your strength. I want your conviction. I want to be you. Big Steve. Pommel Horse King.
He truly is the king. My final little trophy is the B.O.B. Airplanes trophy, too. And I hate this story as well, but I must give it a trophy. To the Canadians, men's and women's soccer teams, currently embroiled in one of the most remarkable controversies in recent sports history. It has emerged that they have been using drones to scout opposing teams during closed practices. Closed is closed. They say closed for a reason. You're not allowed to view them. And they had been doing this at least since the previous Olympics, where they won gold in PKs over Sweden. The women's coach has left France and has also been charged with like 8 months suspended sentence and fined like some $200,000. The players appeared on the pitch with their jerseys turned inside out. It's unclear if the players were watching drone footage when preparing for instance, the PKs against Sweden. That story is still to emerge. They've been docked 6 points in the competition, although they continue to win and their medal hopes are still alive. But it's a wild story. Wild. For 4 years at least, they've been using drones to spy on their opponents. Forget Spygate, folks. This is above and beyond.
I feel like if somebody uses a drone to spy on you, that's also kind of on you. Because drones are fucking loud. When they're in the sky, you hear them.
Yeah, but what if they're really high up?
You could hear it.
That's how they got caught. Is because somebody was like, "Is that a fucking drone? Like, what's that?"
Is it a drone painted in the Canadian flag colors? Hold on a second.
Wait a second. What's that?
We did it again, Jason. Another perfect episode.
We did it again.
I can't believe it. We close every episode just by saying the names of underappreciated old basketball players with no context at all, while the theme music carries us out. I'm Shea Serrano. That's Jason Concepcion. Producer Zuri in the shadows making the noises. See y'all next week. Stephen Nedoroscik.
Lee Kiefer, gold medalist in solo fencing. Another sport I know nothing about, but shouts to her. She won gold for USA.
All right. My next one. Stephen Nedoroscik.
Okay. Michael Phelps.
I'll name famous medalists also. Stephen Nedoroscik.
Mia Hamm.